So, with that, we're actually going to be able to start the gold farm that we're putting on top of our little trader area for pigmen, or piglins. And then we're going to have to kind of take another look at that too, because I've got a feeling things are going to get very, very, very strange pretty quickly when it comes to that. So, alright, so we are way above, all the way at the top of the nether, and we are at build limit. So what I decided to do is we're going to do just kind of 5 away from everything. So we're 24 blocks away. So then we have these spawning platforms, and then we're going to go in the middle here and put turtle eggs, and then we're going to have 4 of them. I'm pretty sure that I could actually make more of these if I wanted to, but we're going to start with 4. We're going to start with 4, and right now there are a bunch of people on, and they all have much better places to spawn than I do now, so that's going to be the plan. Alright, everybody, we are back ready to go. So let's give this a try. I've got an egg, and I got a bunch of pigmen here. Oh, there's a bunch of pigmen over there too. Holy smokes. I was standing in the middle and there wasn't really much spawning, and yeah, now there's a lot spawning, so I don't know what happened, but let's see what happens if I put a... Huh? Alright, so they just kind of start to go for it. Sweet, that's what we want. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to fly down a level, just like this. I'm going to break all those, and I'm going to place another one down there. And we'll see if these guys can actually see it. Oh, he started moving. Ah, they did start moving. Nice. Sweet. Alright, so I noticed some oddities. Specifically, if I'm too far away, they don't seem to actually pathfind very well. I mean, and by very well, I mean at all. So there's something going on with somehow Pigland. Yeah, I don't know what's supposed to be going on here. I'm just gonna remove another one of those. But yeah, for some reason that's not working out too good, because they're just kind of sticking around and not actually heading for the eggs when they spawn, which is kind of a problem, because they should just spawn and then do spawny things. Like, alright everybody, so we have things set up. I needed to move one of the layers down one, so I just replaced one layer with glass. Bieber ended up helping me, so we replaced one layer of glass, we put another layer down, and I learned very interesting things. So if you stand here, what'll happen is their AI will break. So they won't actually go to where the eggs are, or if they do, they go there very slowly. However, if you walk within distance, they will just run at those eggs. So my plan, which is going to be very interesting. See, they weren't going for it, and now all of a sudden they're just all after those eggs. So my plan is going to be figuring out a train track thing that I'm going to use to basically load 2 of them, or to load one in and just go around in a circle. So instead of just staying in the middle and waiting for things to spawn, what'll happen is you'll be on a train track, you'll come around here, or a minecart, and it'll go around there, and then they'll all die, and then it'll come over here, and all these guys will be like, oh look, we can die too, and then they'll go, and then it'll just go around in a circle, and that will activate all of these guys and all of the different farms, meanwhile giving more a chance to spawn, because these guys should be in render distance for them to spawn and get kicked off. Part of my problem is obviously I don't have all of them working yet. We still got the one in the middle there, but that is where we're at, and I think that might be the go-to here, because let's face it, the spawning is so weird. So we're trying to stay within distance so that we're losing as few as possible given the distance, because as you can see, if I run all the way to the other side and I come back here, all these guys are still in. It won't necessarily spawn them at that distance, but it will make it so that when I come around, they should just be like instant go, instant go, instant go, and it's just going to be cycled by the player and not necessarily anything else. See, these guys aren't moving, and then all of a sudden you get close enough and they start moving. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just a square track around, and then I'm just going to hit the edge of each of these farms, and that's going to kickstart all of them and get them to run off the edge in a fairly quick manner. See, as soon as I get here, they're like, oh, look, let's go. So we just have to keep doing that for all these guys. Hopefully the Hoglin thing gets off of there. That's not going to be a problem once we remove all the scaffolding. He just spawns at the top of the scaffolding sometimes. So that's going to be the plan there. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. So I got everything set up. As you can see, 2 of the spawning pads are just not very efficient. However, these 2 that we come by, all of a sudden they spawn everything, and all the zombie pigmen just drop on down. So this is going to be our AFK spot. The dumbest AFK spot. See, they do spawn, it's just every once in a while they don't, and I don't know exactly why. I think it's because they border other biomes, so I don't know if there's something to do with that, but this fixes their broken AI, because they actually go towards the center. If you go far enough away, which is in the spawning radius, they don't actually pathfind. So it's not until you get close enough do they actually decide to go after the eggs like they're supposed to, and this is within range so that they don't really despawn if they don't fall down the first time. They kind of just hang around in limbo, like right on the edge, and then it gives them more time to spawn on the next platform, and again, it pretty much clears the entire thing because these platforms are so small. That does mean that I might look at moving one of these over somewhere, probably that one in particular and this one, and I might just shorten this, make it just 2 stops, and then just go back and forth between the 2. I could make a 3rd one there or something. There are options, but just having this little loop, and like, it does get them. They do show up. Obviously you saw some pop up there, but then there are times like this where it's like, they just never showed up. But then you hit this one, and this one's just every time just all of the pigmen. All of them. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, now I gotta come up with some sort of collection system, and I gotta deal with that now, because that decided to spawn on top of my scaffolding. But you bloody serious? But actually, I should use this, because if we get all the way over here, they are within like a range that could despawn, but typically they wouldn't, because obviously he's right there. So the despawn percentage is actually super small. So they stay right within that area, and we just get them on the next run if they're close. If they're not close, actually they all should be close because we get close enough to activate their AI again. So that's going to be my solution. All I need to do is come up with some sort of collection system, and we should be ready to go. The only thing is I'm not quite sure how to stop. Crap. Alright, so I kind of threw together a drop zone, so they are all moving towards the center, so I didn't want to make it too wide. I haven't really had anything fall outside of these areas. So what I'm doing is I'm making an item sorter, and this item sorter is literally just going to be this, and we're going to put glass all the way around it, just to make sure that we don't have items falling out where we don't want items to fall out. And then, all of a sudden, surprise cactus. And that's going to take care of all of the rotten flesh that's going to be coming out. And I don't think they drop anything else at this point. I'm pretty sure that that is the extent of it. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'll talk to you guys soon. I flew into the cart. Turns out when you fly into the cart, weird things happen. I'm confused. I think there's too many people on, so it's not going to want to spawn anything. But that was strange. That's actually kind of a cool way to get in this. Perfect. So we are done. We are totally done. Yeah, we've got all of this set up so that we can have all of these items coming down. Just the little amount of time that I put down, or the little amount of time I took to test it, I got like a stack of nuggets off of here, so I'm pretty sure I might need to expand this system because it's going to get a little nutty over here. However, we do need to look at changing things up yet again because I don't have a place to use them yet, which means I have to come over here and we have to build the system itself so that we can use all this gold to trade. So let's see what happens. Cause let's just kind of look at things. So we've got all our items coming in. We have, of course, the waiting area up here. So all I need to do is come up with a way so that it shoots out items every time a minecart goes past, I think. I think that would do it, in all honesty. So if we take these, turn these into little pods just like these guys are in, and then just run a minecart back and forth. We can actually run it through the back here, where these glass blocks are. And then we'll just run the minecart through, and then when the minecart goes through, then it'll get to the end, it will click, and then it'll probably click again once it goes back. And that would be pretty cool. It would also be fairly easy to implement, I believe. So that's going to be the plan. But for now, I think this first episode is just going to be putting this gigantic new gold farm in. And it's something that works, which is amazing because I honestly didn't think it was going to. I mean, it's not 100% to what it needs to be. There's a couple changes that I probably want to make. For example, making platforms on the sides and maybe moving some stuff around. Probably cut down the two that aren't producing as much. I don't know why. They kind of go over into other bounds, so their spawn rate is nowhere near as high as it is in other places, or like this platform. But we will look into that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If there are other things you want to see done on the channel, please let me know. If you have things that you want on Tazzcraft, please let me know. And should I be selling gold? Because I have a ton of gold. And now with the improved gold farm, I have even more gold. So that's going to be really, really good for everybody. If I should just sell that, that would be probably for the best. And this gives me a pretty decent AFK spot. The spawn rates are going to be super low when other people are on, but when people are offline and it's just me, this thing should be producing pretty good. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy.
Hey, do it!